Hi everyone and welcome back to Road to Forever. I'm Terry and this video is going to be a continuation of our Daniel Fast series. So specifically what we're going to look at in this video is Daniel Fast recipes. So these are different Daniel Fast breakfast recipes that you will be able to make yourself at home. All the ingredients for this Daniel Fast breakfast are really simple, they're easy, and in the event you decide to continue on after the Daniel fast and follow a more plant-based lifestyle or vegan-based diet, then these Daniel fast recipes are just the thing to get you started. Now, before we jump right into the recipes, I want to remind you that if you have any medical conditions, if you are pregnant or nursing, that you really need to consult with your healthcare provider before jumping into a Daniel fast. Anytime you make any drastic changes in your diet, they can have some adverse impacts. So I would definitely make sure that you're consulting with your healthcare provider before you start the Daniel fast. Now, I mentioned in our first video that the Daniel fast is not about losing weight, it's really about a connection with God. But part of the Daniel fast obviously involves the different foods that we eat. And one of the things I noticed is that people generally are not as successful with the Daniel fast because they haven't planned in advance. So in this video, these are going to detail 4 specific breakfast recipes that you can use during the Daniel fast as a way to help you instead of having to look around for different recipes for foods and things like that. And if, following along with the video is going to be a little complicated for you, don't worry. In the description box, you'll see a link to a PDF which will have all the recipes to the Daniel fast as well as with instructions and also a Daniel fast foods list. All right, guys, so let's jump right in and look at these 4 delicious recipes that you're going to have on your Daniel fast. And these are things that I eat when I'm doing the Daniel fast, and I think they're really delicious. I like a lot of flavor in my food, and so I keep that in mind whenever I am doing the Daniel fast. So our first recipe for the Daniel fast is going to be a pretty hearty smoothie, and the ingredients in this smoothie I thought of specifically because they are packed with nutrients and also it will keep you full feeling longer. So the first thing you'll see is I have a bowl of mixed berries, and so this is just blackberries, blueberries, and raspberries. You want to make sure that if you're going to buy berries that you're getting ones that are organic so that way you can minimize the pesticide load. Same thing with spinach. You want to make sure you're getting spinach that is organic. And so I like to buy the frozen berries because again you can keep them in the fridge for a long time, and also because they're just packed with nutrients and they're flash frozen, which means that as soon as they're picked, oftentimes they are frozen, and that way they're able to maintain their nutrients. And then also I know that's not going to spoil, so I won't have to waste my money that I spent on buying the berries. Here I have some banana, and what I did was I also, once I bought the bananas and they're ripe, I basically cut them up and freeze them right away so that I could keep them for a long time when I make smoothies. And next to the bananas, what you'll see are what are known as Brazil nuts. And the reason why I have Brazil nuts in here, again, nuts have healthy fats and they're going to help you stay feeling full long, especially also because they have a mineral known as selenium, and selenium is good for the thyroid. Here I have an avocado, and I'm not going to use an avocado today, but I was putting it here as an example to say that this is something you can substitute instead of what I'm going to be using in this other bowl, which is flax seeds and hemp seeds. So avocados also has really good fats, and it will help your smoothie come out nice, thick, and creamy. And with those healthy fats, it will keep you feeling full longer. Same thing with your chia seeds. They have a lot of fiber, and that is really good to help you clean out your colon. But I'm not going to use chia seeds, but just showing you that this is something that you could use if you wanted to. And chia seeds, as you can see, they also have omega-3s, which are heart healthy. So again, options if you decide to use that. Here I have about a cup or more of water, but if you so desire, you could use almond milk or coconut milk. And again, you just have to make sure, or even cashew milk, if you're going to use those items, that maybe you're either making them at home yourself. And if you're interested in a video of how to make almond milk or coconut milk, I'm happy to do that for you. But there are some that you can buy in the store. You just have to be really careful with the ingredients. And then in this final bowl, what I have here are some hemp seeds and flax seeds. And so hemp seeds, again, they're really good in terms of having protein in there. They're packed with nutrients, and your flax seeds are, again, has good omegas, and so these are good for your heart. So These are all the ingredients I have, and all I'm going to do is just I'm going to put them in my blender. You see I have a Ninja, but you don't have to have a Ninja. Any blender will work. And if you like your smoothies more ice-like or thicker, you can add some ice to them, but I don't, since my banana is already frozen. My banana will help to make it that thicker consistency. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to add all of these items to the blender, and then I will blend. So that way I don't annoy you with all the blending. I'm just going to stop the video and then come back with the finished product. So now that I've blended my smoothie until it's nice and smooth, all I'm going to do is just pour it right into that same mason jar that I had the water in earlier. And you can see I just have a straw, and it's a nice amount. And so again, the consistency of how you blend it is really up to you. But here it is, my nice smoothie, and this will be breakfast. And it's nice and thick and so delicious. So that's your first meal. Meal number 2 is something really simple. What I have are just 2 whole grain rice cakes, and so obviously this is based on more modern foods when we're thinking about the Daniel fast. I have a half of a banana just chopped up. I have some almond butter. And all I'm going to do is just take my almond butter and add that right to my rice cakes. And one of the things to keep in mind is that you can also add cinnamon on top of this, especially on top of the banana. And the reason why I like adding cinnamon sometimes is because cinnamon will help stabilize your blood sugar. So if you're worried about, am I going to be hungry really fast, then you don't have to worry about that once you add cinnamon. So now I'm just going to stick my bananas right on top here. And again, you just put how much of the nut butter you like. So I'm using almond butter, but you could use cashew butter. You could also use peanut butter. So whatever it is that you like, you can just add that to this little breakfast meal. So here I am. Obviously, you can see I like a lot of bananas. So I'm making sure that this is filled to the brim. And like I said, sometimes I will just sprinkle cinnamon on top of this banana. But the thing is, I already have, these are whole grain rice cakes with cinnamon added. So make sure you're reading the package and that there's no sugar or anything else added that's not part of the Daniel fast. So these are just plain rice cakes with, like I said, cinnamon added. So I'm just adding some more almond butter to the other side. And the reason why I'm adding a nut butter is because the nut butter has healthy fats in it. So this, like I said in the smoothie video, when you have healthy fats, what happens is once it goes to your gut, it will help you to feel full for longer because it takes more time to digest. And so now I'm just going to add that on top. And here I have a wonderful little breakfast sandwich that, guys, this is really, really yummy. So this is option number 2 if you're doing the Daniel fast. So yum, enjoy. So here's recipe number 3. This is one of my favorite. It's really easy. And one of the things you notice is that all of these meals are also vegan friendly. So if after the Daniel fast you're thinking about transitioning to a vegan diet, then obviously these are things you can enjoy as well. So this is going to be my version of chia pudding. And what I really like about this, like I said, is that it's easy and it's very tasty. So all I use, as you can see, my ingredients here are, I have a banana, I have almond milk, so I have 4 ounces of almond milk, I have chia seeds, I have organic blueberries, and I also have a pomegranate. And then you can see I have cinnamon, and there's hemp seed, as well as this is just this chia seed in its package. And then I also have my handy dandy almond butter. So what I actually do is I take the 1 banana and the 4 ounces of almond milk, and I just put that in my little blender bottle, and I blend that until it gets smooth. Then once that's done, I just pour it on top of the chia seed and I mix that together. I leave this in the fridge for at least an hour. Most of the time I actually leave this overnight and then I enjoy it the next day. So after it sits in the fridge and becomes a little bit gelatinous, then I add my toppings, and my toppings are, I add some here we have our pomegranate seeds. I add some fresh blueberries. I also had some hemp seeds because I want to get some more protein as well. The chia, as you know, is great for fiber, so fiber is going to help you feeling full. And then I add some cinnamon as well because I said previously, cinnamon will help to stabilize your blood sugar, my almond butter for healthy fats, and again, that's going to help the food to take a longer time to digest, so I'm going to feel full longer, and also those healthy fats are great for you. So this is all the ingredients. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to blend my almond milk and banana, and then I'll show you the next step. All right, guys, so here's my blended almond milk and banana, and all I did was pour it on top of my chia seed. So I have about 2 tablespoons of chia seed in this bowl. So I'm just going to mix that together. And like I said, it will become a gelatinous consistency. I will leave that in the fridge for an hour or most times overnight, and then I will add my toppings. And even though my toppings are going to be the pomegranate seeds, the blueberries, almond butter, and the hemp seeds, you can add whatever toppings you like. So if you're somebody who prefers strawberries or raspberries or blackberries, or even something like raisins, cranberries, fresh mango, coconut flakes, or whatever it is that you like that is Daniel fast friendly, you can add right as your topping. So once this becomes gelatinous, I will add my toppings and show you the final product. So you can see my chia pudding has become nice and thick. So I had it sit in the fridge overnight, and so now I'm going to add my toppings. So all I did here, as you can see, was just add my almond butter, and I added my fruits, and I just mixed it up so that way I can have some flavor in it. And then one last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle a scoop of hemp seed on top. So hemp seeds, you know, are good with packed with fiber and also protein. So again, I'm thinking about how can I stay feeling pretty full throughout the day. So I just add some hemp hearts, like I said, to my bowl, and that's my final product, and it's going to be so nice and yummy. So this is also something that if you don't want to eat it for breakfast, could be a great snack or a dessert or something you could pack for lunch. So it just depends on what you like. So our fourth breakfast meal is this hearty bowl that I like to make. You can see our ingredients. We have an apple. You can use any type of apple you like. I generally use either a Fuji apple or a Honeycrisp apple. I have some slivered almonds, some organic raisins. So again, this is just plain raisins. There's no sugar added to any of these things. I have 8 ounces of almond milk, and then I have a banana chopped up, and they're all in my bowl. The other thing that I add that you don't see here is unsweetened coconut flakes. And so all I'm going to do is take all of these ingredients, put it on the fire, and then I'm going to saute these ingredients for a little bit until the slivered onions become a little bit brown, the apples kind of caramelize, and so does the bananas. And then once that's happening, I'll add the milk and just cook it down for like 2 to 3 minutes till it gets warm. And then I'm going to take it out and pour it in a blender, and I'll show you how the final product looks. And so you can see I also have some cinnamon here because, as you guys know, I love ground cinnamon for keeping the blood sugar stable. So again, this is a nice hearty bowl. I'm sure some of you are probably thinking, oh, maybe I could just make overnight oats, but I like to do something a little bit different than having overnight oats, and this is what I generally do. So I have my pot over medium heat, and I added a little bit of coconut oil, so you can do about a half to 1 tablespoon, and I'm just going to add my apples right into that pot, as well as you can see I have my slivered almonds. I'm going to add all of those ingredients in the pot. I'm going to let them turn slightly brown. Now all you need to do is just, shake them around until they don't get brown on one side, too brown on one side, or you can just use a spoon to just move them around. And so once that gets caramelized, and I'll show you adding the almond milk and my raisins to this as well. Here I'm adding my raisins, and once everything's caramelized, I'll add my almond milk. So now that my fruit concoction is browned, you can see everything looks really yummy. So if you wanted, you can also put this on top of your chia pudding, which you saw earlier, as a topping. So now I'm just going to add my almond milk right to the pot. And I'm just going to let that simmer for about 2 to 3 minutes. I'm also going to, you guys know I love my cinnamon, so I'm going to add some cinnamon right into the mixture. So you can add as much or as little as you like. That just really depends on your preference. And I'm just going to mix that up. It smells heavenly, guys. Like the smell of the cinnamon cooking with the apples. It smells so good. So I'm just gonna let that simmer for, like I said, about 2 to 3 minutes until the milk is nice and warm, and then I'll add it to the blender with my coconut flakes. Here we have our completed heated up almond milk with the caramelized fruits and the raisins, and now I'm just going to add some unsweetened shredded coconut right to that mixture, and it's all going to go in that blender. So again, if you're allergic to coconut, I wouldn't use that, but I love coconut, so I'm just going to add all of that right to my blender. And my mixture from the pot is also just going to go right into the blender as well. As you can see, that's steaming hot. Alright, and I'm just going to blend all of this on high for 1 minute, and then I'll add it to my bowl, and that will be our final breakfast porridge. And then one of the things you can do is, again, I'm adding almond butter at the end. That's more flavor and healthy fats, but you don't have to do that. Again, that's just me, and I like, a lot of flavors. I'm Caribbean, so I like all my food to have a really nice and rich taste to it. So this is our finished product right in the bowl. You can see it's nice and thick. So again, if you're somebody who likes oatmeal, this is an alternative, and I promise you, it tastes delicious. So now that you've seen the recipe, comment down below to let us know which one are you most excited to try, and let us know after you've tried these recipes which one was your favorite. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure that you subscribe, share with your friends, and give us a thumbs up so we know to continue making more awesome videos just like this. And before I leave, I just want to remind you, you're only one prayer away. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.